Hello and thank you for joining me. My name is Mary Masterson, Bexar County Agent for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. Today we will be discussing sodium. We're going to be getting the facts on sodium. What is the difference between sodium and salt? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how to lower your daily intake of sodium, how to read labels, and also the negative effect that sodium could have on your health. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about getting the facts on sodium. Salt versus sodium. Well, sodium is a mineral that helps the body maintain fluid, your balance, and plays a role in muscle contraction. It is also a major component of table salt. Table salt is made of sodium and chloride. Chloride is another mineral that aids in the body's fluid balance. Salt also acts as a preservative. It enhances flavor. So where does sodium come from? Well, it's naturally occurring in some foods such as seafood or tomatoes. Sometimes fruits and vegetables will have salt in it naturally. A lot of times it's added when cooking. People salt their food. Also, we get 65% of our food from processed food, such as frozen food, canned soup, and things like that. So how much is too much? Well, less than 2,300 milligrams a day is what we should get. That is 1 teaspoon of salt. So how does sodium and your health go together? Excess amounts of sodium can lead to an increased risk of high blood pressure, or the medical term would be hypertension. A high blood pressure reading would be 130/80. And this can lead to cardiovascular disease. So we know we have to limit our sodium. And what is the best way? We could start by reading the label. First, we know that we need 2,300 milligrams, which is 1 teaspoon a day. So how are we going to do that and reach that goal? By reading the label. You can use the 5-20 rule. If you look at the label where it says under 160, it says percent of daily value. That is the percent for your day out of 100%. So on the first one, the sodium at 680 milligrams is 28% of what you should have for the day. If you look at the other one, which is a reduced sodium vegetable soup, under 160, it says percent of daily value. The sodium is 340 milligrams, which is about half, which is half. It would be 14% of your daily intake that is required. So be sure to read your label because it can make such a difference in the consumption of not only salt, but other things you don't need. So let's say that we want to limit our sodium, and it's very important to us. So we want to set a goal. We want to choose food with no salt added or buy food with reduced sodium labels. Choose frozen or fresh food over canned goods. This would be fruit and vegetables. Limit the use of sauces and seasonings and condiments. Don't salt your food. Don't use table salt. You can instead use herb and spices. So I brought food models to further illustrate how much salt is in prepared foods. To begin with, this is your daily allowance. I think we said it earlier, it's 2,300 milligrams of salt, which is also just shy of 1 teaspoon of salt. That's how much a person should have. If you had 2 pieces of medium-sized pizza, you'd hit your daily allowance. If you had 1 hamburger, you would surpass your daily allowance. 1 hot dog, play like it has mustard and ketchup on it, that would be just under your daily allowance. and lunch meat would be almost your daily allowance, about a little over half. I just wanted to remind you, when using different seasonings, we have to be careful that it doesn't have too much sodium in it and salt. So the steak seasoning with tenderizer in it, 1/4 of a teaspoon would be 10% of your daily allowance. It would be 220 milligrams for 1/4 of a teaspoon. And how much do we put on a steak? It has tenderizer and it's seasoning, probably about, I don't know, a little bit more than that. So anyway, from everything that we've learned today, just to recap, I think the best thing to do would be to set a goal if you wanted success. So what could some of the goals be? It could be something simple. It could be you rinse your vegetables when you open a can for the first week. The second week, you rinse your vegetables and you don't go out and eat. You cook at home. The third week, you're still building on these concepts. You rinse the vegetables, you eat at home, and you don't salt your food when you cook. These are simple steps that you can take to reduce sodium in your diet and make you feel better. Thank you for joining me today on this interesting topic. If you want more information, you can go to www.choosemyplate.gov, or you can go to our website at AgriLife Bexar County on Facebook. Thank you.